FDF, we spent years mastering our craft, from precise welding and machining to competing at the highest level of drifting. Every week, we'll be giving you our tips, tricks, and all the insider knowledge you need, straight from our shop to your screen. Welcome to Just a Tip Tuesday.
Just a Tip Tuesday.
I don't got any.
Just a tip?
Just a tip.
Just a Tip Tuesday, we are going to be doing things you should do before you get to the dyno. Josh and John here have my car on the dyno, and they're going to tell you all the things that we sometimes forget, if not always forget to do when we bring the car here. But luckily, Josh has a bunch of tools and a bunch of things to get the car ready. Josh, what are the things that you need to do before you bring a car here?
Basic stuff, torque your lugs. Don't want wheels flying off on the dyno, that'd be bad. Before coming to a dyno, do a fluid check. Make sure everything's not leaking, make sure everything's tight, make sure there's fluids in the car, coolant, gas, oil. Make sure they're where they're supposed to be. Make sure things are charged, make sure your charging system's working. And then whatever the dyno specifically needs, sometimes they need plugins or some tie down points for the straps, make sure that's all done as well.
Bull check the car really well. No leaks. And then for people that don't know, but they want to know, what does a typical dyno session cost if it was going to take 6 hours?
You're probably between $600 and $1,000.
Just out of the gate, expect that.
Exactly.
Gearing or anything like that, is there anything related to what you want to be using? Let's talk about what you want on the dyno now. I know you want a long gear. Why is that?
So the longer gear gives you a longer ratio for your tuning. And then also sometimes you want to also use the gear that you're going to use the most, so it's more relevant to what you're doing.
You could you could tune it for the gear, and then you want to tune it in the long gear because it basically extends the tunable range and gives you more data.
Yep.
So in this car, we've oftentimes just grabbed the longest gear we have and we've thrown it in. What's the worst thing that's happened to you on a dyno?
Actually, well, John, what's the worst happening for you? Drive shaft?
The drive shaft. Yeah, customer bought a truck with a drive shaft that broke and smashed the fuel tank.
Yeah, drive shaft broke on dyno, hit gas tank.
So pretty classic drive shaft failure.
Crank pulley.
A crank pulley failed.
Fly off.
So our dyno's dangerous
100%.
on a scale of 1 to 10.
A 6, maybe a 7. Because you also have to remember that drum is spinning at 90, 100 miles an hour.
And how much does this drum weigh?
So I'm what, 3, 4?
500 pounds.
How much?
6,500.
Oh, that's more than that. That's 6,500 pounds. So that's a lot of inertia.
And the reason it's 6,500 pounds is to emulate the resistance of the road, to try and do the best job at simulating that.
Exactly. So the engine and the car doesn't free spin.
Okay. Cool. Jack's going to be mad because I didn't get the mics. Vasily, any other points?
I don't know, I'm not big into the diamond. I just test it out, that's it. Test out as much as you can.
Little extra things too, extra spark plugs, extra spark plug wires.
Good points.
We've been through that a few times. You melt them, new setups.
Whatever spares you usually go through, axles, spark plugs,
Clutches.
wires, coil packs, clutches.
Slave cylinders.
You should have it all. You should have it all at the dyno, because what you're doing on this dyno is probably harder than what you're going to do on the drivetrain than you would on the track.
Yep. Well, it's actually a good tool, so if anything breaks, it's here and not sliding sideways at 100 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. So what numbers are we expecting today? What are we doing today with your engine?
So last time we were here with the dyno, we put 150 shot on it, and it made roughly 730.
Something around there?
Something like that. So now we're aiming for a 300 shot. So based on efficiency, we should be seeing over 900 wheel. And then
Yeah, so we're running a 300 shot. We had to increase the size of injectors because we were maxed on the 1000s. So now we have ID 1700s. And
change the pill in the nitrous system as well to allow more nitrous flow.
yeah, so Forrest from Link is on controlling the laptop right now. So we are going to do some pulls with nothing, make sure everything's good with the larger injectors. We're going to get that refined, and then we're going to start spraying. Basically, Forrest just guesses at what he thinks the nitrous will do.
And last time,
And then he looks at it.
yeah, and then adjust afterwards.
So this is trial and error.
Nitrous can be like,
Educated trial and error.
yeah, educated, lots of experience.
Yes.
Nitrous can be,
You need to assume you need a lot more fuel.
yeah,
And the more the better. So that
fuel, yes.
so that you can dial it back after.
yeah, because not enough fuel and things start to get.
But we really don't need to do anything for timing or anything like that.
Forrest will take care of all that with the arm button with the nitrous.
Okay, cool. We're going to get some shots of this car on the dyno. Hopefully we get some big numbers. And that's your Just a Tip Tuesday from Josh. And yeah, you guys are going to see way more.